Hey, this is Ray Salcido. I'm a little excited today. First of all, the farm workers, I don't know if you know Barack Obama. And of course, there's individuals that are running for president, and I think they don't know the law. But this is what's happening daily here. If you could see, I'll show clear evidence. You can see my hand. You can see that. You can see my hand. You can see the fucking injury that I sustained. You see that injury? Because they're giving no rest period. And it's easy to see how your feet will look with these fucking people. You see, I went through all this so I can prove how they fuck up a human. Right? Because I've seen a lot of them, so I have to make sure that my feet were damaged and somehow, because guess what? You cannot sustain. You see that? That's because they make you work with your shoes, they get wet, and this is what happens. Right? Look at that. And these are your fingers, how they turn out green, because they don't give you no gloves. See that? Your hands. So, what happens? You get injury in your hands, right? Right there. And then what happens? Well, apparently the machine got my fingers right there. They give you no medical attention. Right? This is how your shoes were going to look when you work in the fields. In one day, my $30 boots in 2 days, because they make you walk in water. So, this is how they turn out to be. Look, Obama, this is part of the Exhibit A in the trial of Barack Obama and his U.S. government, a communist, totalitarian government. But this is the way they turn out to be. I'm pretty sure the United States of America military found out that these people don't declare war because guess what? You don't get compensated for the GI Bill, your house don't get paid, and guess what? You don't get no medical attention because there was no war. All there was is that some individual got hurt. That's very nice. But that's a different subject. But this is how your shoes turn out to be. They get muddy and wet. But this is my mom bought me those. And these are very expensive shoes right here, leather, and these are not cheap. These are over $100. And in very little bit amount of time, they get damaged because, again, they make you work in water. And I have to prove that there was damages, right? Look how it turns out to be. They're brand new, but in no time at all, they become abused and used up in very short time. And as far as your clothes are concerned, there's no opinion on your clothes. Your clothes are going to be worn out. Just like your shoes. And the reason it looks like this is because I have to prove, again, because you have to prove that there's damages. There is damages now. You can see how your shoes would turn out to be. Right? And as far as whatever, this is how my clothes used to look, nice and neat. Right? But because you have to prove, you let them steal your shit. All my Levi's are gone. Right? All my Levi's are gone. Because the police took me. I had to let them do what they're going to do best. And what? It's all gone. And the computers are damaged. And my money's gone. But you have to prove it. They call it because of his drugs. Okay. If I was on drugs, I paid for my drugs, right? But that's the issue. It's so simple. He's on drugs. Great. What were you on when you took the shit? Again, this is Ray Salcido. This is my classification. I can't tell you exactly everything I do best, but I do a majority of things very good. In conclusion, what's occurring here is we all know that the FBI is informal. And they have their police, which don't do anything because they don't even know how to write a report. They normally don't do anything as far as investigation services. And then you have all these people that run for office. The Cubans are running for office with no what? History of working. Marco Rubio, look, man, I don't care how sweet you sound, how great you might think you look, but to me, you can't prove one thing to me is what? I said, you can't prove one thing to me. All you do is talk. That's cheap. This is Ray Salcido. When I was young, I was already working and having a business and paying my house. Very young age. And guess what? I wasn't talking nonsense. I wasn't talking about that I came from Mexico, my mom was abused, and that this and that. I wasn't bad mouthing my ex-government that I never lived there. I lived in Mexico. Great is what? It's same land as South America, North America. It's part of the continent. He's on an island, apparently. He came from who knows, but that's not the point. You don't badmouth something if you never experienced it. And apparently he's talking from third world or third, well, from a third representing what? A rumor, because he cannot repeat it since he was young and on and on and on. But apparently they all know the same routine because they all get to what? Well, to say the same thing, because apparently their parents came in here with limbs and legs, so nobody cut those things off. They came pretty well off because they could speak. And they knew how to, well, bring a ship or however they came across with the loot of anything they brought. But they knew how to what? Well, how to speak when they got here. So we cannot say they were ignorant. And they had their tongue, they had their eyes, they were not defamed, they were not deformed. And what's occurring now? Well, you're deforming the farm workers. You're deforming the farm workers with your education. It's a propaganda, as we call it. And then you're doing what to the kids? Well, you're making them have babies with their dolls. And then what? Well, you have the police go show them how to use alcohol and all this other nonsense that you're not supposed to know, right? You tell them about the drugs and the types of guns. And these are adolescents. So that's the perfect time to do things. But I'll tell you this. You teach them to hold the pipe to their mouth, because my little baby told me. You teach them what? To drive along with no parents around them, to be molested like an Imperial. A kid was molested by police. And guess what? They found 2 dead because the police killed them. There's no investigation on that. And what about the gentleman's wives? 2 of them dead, but the insurance policy was paid. Have a good day, gentlemen. That's perfect. And what about the news reporters that were found dead here and there? They kill them. So I'm not going to tell the CNN wolf that you're going to leave, retire once you're off the TV, man. Nobody's going to know who you are. So you better pray to God that I remember you and I look for you and I remember you until I get old, because I don't care. But as long as I remember you, you'll be all right. But the moment you're off the TV set, and off of what? Off of sight, off of mind, guess what? Nobody cares. It's time to give a shit about something. And Rubio, I'll tell you this, man. Return my money from you know where. You got the... Look, dude. Sit your ass down, give me my fucking check, and have a good fucking day, moron.